Hey everybody, in this video what we're going to do is we're going to do an upgrade of Windows 2012. So this server is a domain controller. This is another domain controller. Both of these are in the test domain. This is DC01. I'm going to log into it. Let's do that. Control Alt Delete. Okay, log in. Okay, so we're logged into that DC, and let's log into this DC. Okay. Okay, logged into both DCs. We're going to go to the local server tab here, and let's do the same over here so that we can see what this is. This is DC02. You can see that right there. And over here, DC01. Right now, DC01 has all the FSMO roles. That may not be the case. You can check them running these commands, get AD domain, and you can see that there's the RID master DC01, PDC emulator DC01, and let's see what else we have. Pretty much anything that says DC01 in it. Infrastructure master, DC01. Okay, so and then we can do get AD forest to see the domain naming master and the schema master. Okay, perfect. So what we want to do now is we've got a 2019 machine. It is not at this point joined. Let's reconnect to it. It is not joined to the domain. Let's take a look at the IP addresses, 10.180.10.101, and you can see this one's right over here, so it has a connection here. This is DC01. This is DC02. This is going to be our new server. I've given it a name. I have not done anything else really with it. We're going to have to set, you're going to see the server manager coming up. Let's set the IP on this one. So this is 10.180.10.101. This is 10.180.10.100. And this one should be probably not set at this point, but let's take a look and see what we've got at the name. So we're calling this new DC01, and it is 10.180.10.110. That's fine. Let's open that up. Let's make sure that's set as a static, which it should be. Let's go to properties. And that is all static. So there you see the preferred DNS servers and 110. Okay, so our next and our first step really is, the first step is going to bring up another server, Windows 2019 server. Then what we do is we're going to assign it an IP, give it a name, and then join it to the domain. So let's join it now to the domain. See, right now it's in a work group, so let's join that, because after that we're going to DCPromo it. So this is called test domain, and I'm just going to use the administrator. And you're going to need someone with schema admin, I would think, enterprise admin, domain admin, all that. We're just using the administrator account. just to make this super easy. Okay, we should get a message that it's joined the domain. And this computer over here is a domain joined system. We got the welcome. Okay, it says we have to restart. We know that. So let's do that. Restart now. Okay, so we're joined. This is domain joined now. This computer is also domain joined. This is a Windows 10 computer. So we can also use this for our any testing. So we can log out, sign out. And I should be able to log in, but we don't really need to do that right now. Let's reconnect this. Okay. Let's log in. All right, our next step is going to be to promote the new server to a domain controller. And then what we'll do is we'll transfer some FSMO roles. Now we're going to pretend that the FSMO roles were on DC02, and that's why, because we're going to replace DC02 first. All right, so this is going to take a little bit of time. Let's see if we can do that now. Still collecting, fine. So we promote the new server, then we transfer FSMO roles. We make sure that all the DNS data is replicated. So we're going to make sure that the DNS role is on here. The other thing we have to do is make sure DHCP has been brought over, right? Because this server is running DHCP. So that's going to be something we have to export this DHCP. Let's take a look. So what we have right here is going to be, I think we just have one scope just for testing. The 10.180.10.0. So we're just testing this by giving a small scope. And this has the same scope, just a different, not all of the addresses. Okay, this should be ready to go. We can talk more about this while this installs. All right. So we're going to go next, next, next. And we are installing domain services, add features, and we're also going to do the DNS. And at this point, we may as well install DHCP. So let's do that. Next, install. Okay, so this is installing the domain Active Directory domain services. Okay, let's go back to this. Let's see what we need to do here. So can we export the scope? Let's find out. Split scope. Export list. Okay, so we can do that. So this may be how we have to do this. Each scope. So scope 10.180. So what I'll do is I'll do 10.180 underscore 10.0 underscore 0. That should be good. Let's see, where did it put that? Where did I put that? Documents. Okay. So let's see what that looks like. Let's open that up. Okay, so that is clearly not what we want to do. Let's see, can we... All right, I think I'll have to look that up on how to export DHCP. Okay, so let's wait for this to finish. I'm going to pause while we wait. Okay, so I'm taking a look at DHCP. It looks like what we can do is, let's go here. Let's go to this to local disk. Let's do a new folder. And we're going to call this DHCP. Okay, now what we're going to do is open up PowerShell. And there should be an export DHCP server, computer name, dc02.testdomain.local dash. We're going to also export the leases dash file. This is where we're going to put it in the C drive. DHCP old DHCP conf.xml, and we're going to make it verbose. Let's try this. Okay, so that should export it. Let's take a look if we have it now. And that looks a little bit better. We can open that up. And here's what we have. So this looks pretty good. Let's see if we see our data. We should see, there we go. There's the 10.180.10.1, 100, 101. Yep, that looks good. Okay. So that's how we're going to get out the DHCP information. Okay, this thing is done. Let's close that. So our next step is to click here, and we're going to DCPromo this server. Alright, so add a domain controller to an existing domain. It's going to say testdomain.local. That is fine. New DC01. Let's change that. And we'll do administrator. Perfect. And let's join this to the domain. Okay, so we need to enter a password here for the directory services restore. That's fine. I'm going to keep it there. Next. Next. And I'm going to install. And you can see right there, it's going to upgrade the forest because this is a 2019. So I'm going to pause while this installs, and then I'll come back, and that will probably be the end of this first video. Okay, the computer is now restarting. You can see this is the 2019 server, just restarted. It's been promoted to a DC, so now we have DC01, DC02, and new DC01. We also have this server here, or this Windows client, and we have, and this is all right now on the same subnet. So this is the router, the switch. So we're just running here. Everything's on VLAN 30. VLAN 10 is the transit VLAN, but everything routes to the FortiGate server, the FortiGate firewall there. Alright, so this is coming back up. We're good here. So at this point, there it is, applying computer settings. So at this point, let's end this video, and in the next video we'll continue along the path. The next step could be FSMO roles. So we're going to move some FSMO roles. I'm not sure which ones yet. We're probably not going to move the PDC emulator. We'll move something. We'll figure out what we want to move and then move those over. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And please join me in the next video.